Good morning. In the applied thermodynamics in the session 2, we will discuss the Otto cycle. Here in the applied thermodynamics, whatever all the course objectives are there, the same objectives are also here also. The module 1 syllabus also I said in the first session. If you come to the Otto cycle, compared to the first session, in that first session we have discussed the Carnot cycle. Carnot cycle is the hypothetical cycle, theoretical cycle. It is not a practical cycle. And also we have discussed the limitation of the Carnot cycle. Why the Carnot cycle is not used in the practical case. Now here in the Otto cycle, it is used for the spark ignition engines, and also it is having the 4 processes, that is the 2 reversible adiabatic and 2 constant volume heat addition and heat rejection process. In the PV and TS diagram, for all the air standard cycles, PV and TS diagrams are very much essential for analysis purpose, as we all know that. And also this Otto cycle is very important for the petrol engines. Come to the analysis of this the Otto cycle. First process is process 1 to 2, isentropic or reversible adiabatic compression process. Isentropic or reversible adiabatic compression process, see here, 1 to 2 is the compression takes place, because the pressure increases here to here, pressure increases. If you draw the line from 1 to this P axis, then pressure will be P1 is here, P2 will be here. So that pressure increases, like the volume decreases, and also temperature is going to increase in the process 1 to 2, that is the reversible adiabatic compression process. Reversible adiabatic or isentropic, it is also called as isentropic. If you look into this TS diagram, process state 1 to 2, the process 1 to 2 is the isentropic, entropy is same. If you draw the line to the S axis, both the state 1 and state 2 falling on the same state, same point. That's why it is called as the isentropic process. The process 1 to 2 is the isentropic or reversible adiabatic compression. If you call this as a reversible adiabatic, then the equation used is the P1 by P2 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 is equal to T1 by T2 raised to the power of gamma by gamma minus 1. Or else it is also called as, if you compare with the temperature, T1 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2 raised to the power of gamma by gamma minus 1 is equal to V2 by V1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. You can correlate that equation in any manner. There may be pressure versus volume, or pressure versus temperature, and then the pressure versus temperature, like that. All 3 terms can be correlated as you are required. That I said in the first derivation itself. Air is compressed isentropically from its initial pressure P1 and volume V1 and V2 and P2 respectively. The temperature increases from the T1 to T2. The process 2 to 3. You can refer both the diagrams. 2 to 3 is the constant volume process. Constant volume means volume at state 1 and state 2 both are same, but pressure is varies. The pressure is going to vary. That is the P2 and T2 are different. The pressure increases, but the volume is same. That's why it is called as constant volume. Heat addition takes place, because in the Otto cycle also all the assumptions what you are assumed is the Worlds good. That is the cycle is reversible, and then the process is reversible, cycle is closed one, and the Cp and Cv values are constant. The heat is added externally, equal quantity of heat is added externally. Like that, the different the assumptions what you are assumed for the air standard cycles, all assumptions are holds good for this the Otto cycle also. 2 to 3 is the reversible constant volume heat addition process. At the end of the isentropic compression, heat is supplied to the air from the external source. Okay. 3 to 4. The 3 to 4 is a reversible adiabatic expansion process. If you come to this reversible adiabatic expansion process, 3 to 4. 4 is the volume is this much from this intersection of the two axes, the P and V. This V1 is more compared to the P4 is more. P4 V4 is more, and the V4 and V1 are same because it is a constant volume process. V3 is less. This is the V3. Okay, V3 and V2 are same because both are constant volume process. This is very important. V3 is equal to V2, V4 is equal to V1. Okay. The high pressure and temperature is now allowed to expand isentropically. Thus, doing the work, the pressure and temperature decreases P4, T4 respectively. The after expansion means the some quantity of work will be done by the system or this Otto cycle. That is, the work is done by this process, the expansion process. 3 to 4. 3 to 4 expansion, while doing the work, it is the volume increases, pressure decreases, temperature also decreases. And then process 4 to 1, isochoric or reversible constant volume heat rejection process. At the end of the isentropic expansion, heat is rejected by the air, thus attaining the initial pressure and temperature P1 and T1 respectively. After the heat rejection, here 3 to 4, 4 to 1. 4 to 1 is a constant volume heat rejection. That's why it is a Q4 to 1. Here, after heat rejection, it reaches to the V1 and T1, means initial state. Like this, cycle repeats. Okay. If you come to the analysis of Otto cycle for the referring to the PV and TV diagrams, TS diagrams, heat supplied is equal to Q2 to 3. Q2 to 3 is mCV because constant volume heat addition. mCV T3 minus T2. T3 is higher temperature minus lower temperature. Delta T means always you must take the positive one. Means there is no temperature negative temperature difference. Heat rejected Q4 to 1 mCV. It's also the heat rejection process also constant volume process. That's why you must take the CV value. For air, because working fluid is the ideal fluid, what we are assuming for the air standard cycles, for this Otto cycle also that same assumption is holds good. So that the CV value is 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. In the similar manner, the Q rejection is equal to Q4 to 1 mCV T4 minus T1. As we all know that the efficiency, thermal efficiency, air standard efficiency, anything you call it as neta. Neta is efficiency. Efficiency is equal to 1 minus Q rejection minus Q supply. Q rejection minus Q supply is nothing but the work done by heat supply. Work done is nothing but the Q supply minus Q heat supplied minus heat rejection. So that if you divide that, you will get the 1 minus Q rejection minus Q supply. Q rejection, heat rejection, Q is nothing but the heat, is equal to 1 minus CV T4 minus T1, 1 minus CV T1 T3 minus T2. mCV gets cancelled, remaining is only this one. You take the T1 T2 from the T1 from the numerator, T2 from the denominator, it becomes a T4 by T1 minus 1, T3 minus T2 by 1. As a process 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 as the isentropic process, T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. T3 by T4 is V4 by V3. V4 is equal to V1, V3 is equal to V2. Substitute all the things. You will get the V1 by V2 is equal to V4 by V3. Now you can simplify this. T2 by T1 is equal to T3 by T4 is equal to T4 by T1 is equal to T3 by T2 by rearranging the terms. Now Otto cycle is equal to, you substitute this one the T4 by T1 and then T2, these two things will get cancelled. The remaining is only T1 by T2. As the isentropic process 1 to 2, T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1. V1 by V2 is nothing but the compression ratio, RCV. 1 by RCV raised to the power of gamma minus 1. It is equal to 1 by RC raised to the power of gamma minus 1. Therefore, neta Otto means Otto cycle efficiency is equal to 1 minus 1 by RC raised to the power of gamma minus 1. It can be right like this also, or else you divide the numerator and denominator, it becomes 1 to the power of gamma minus 1 by 1 to the power of gamma minus 1. 1 to the power of anything is p, it becomes 1, as you all know that. This is the Otto cycle thermal efficiency. Mean effective pressure. As we all know that mean effective pressure is nothing but the after burning something or else after supplying the equal quantity of heat to the engine cylinder, there is a pressure is going to increase and then volume decreases. Finally, due to that the pressure is applying on the piston. The total quantity of pressure applied on the piston is called as a mean effective pressure. It is mean effective pressure is the W net divided by Vs. Vs is the stroke volume. As you all know that between the 1 to 2 is called as a stroke volume. Q net is the Q heat supplied minus heat rejected divided by V1. V1 is IR1 minus V2. That is Q, the V1, if you take the V1 outside, 1 minus V2 by V1. Heat supply is equal to MCV T3 minus T2. Heat rejection is MCV T4 minus T1. This I said this why we have to use the VCV. Okay, V1 is equal to MR T1 P1. V2 by V1 is equal to 1 by RC. That you know. Substitute all the things. V2 by V1 is equal to 1 by RC and V1 is equal to MR T1 P1. PB is equal to MRT equation. Substituting all the things and then here you are substituting all the things, you cancel this. M and M gets cancelled, CV gets cancelled. Okay, here M gets cancelled, so remaining is CV T3 minus T2 minus CV T4 minus T1 divided by MR, R is nothing but the gamma minus 1 T1 by R, okay, into P1. RC minus 1 by RC. If you take the LCM of this RC, LCM, RC minus 1 by RC. Here RC minus 1 by RC is there now. It is going to the numerator. This denominator goes to the numerator. P1 by RC into T2. You take the T2 outside. T3 minus T2. T3 by T2 minus 1. You take the T1 outside. Minus T1, T4 minus T4 by T1 minus 1. Here R is equal to Cp minus Cv value. That is the R is not, but it implies that R by Cv is equal to Cp by Cv minus 1 gamma minus 1. Therefore, R is equal to Cv into gamma minus 1. That's what they are substituted after cancelling mass. The process 1 to 2, 3 to 4 is a isentropic or reversible adiabatic. V3 is equal to V2, V4 is equal to V1 because this is the constant volume process. Okay, T4 by T1 is equal to T3 by T2 and T2 is equal to T1 RC raised to the power of gamma minus 1. T2 by T1 is equal to T3 by T4 or else T2 by T1 is equal to T3 by T4. Okay, is equal to V4 by V3 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1. It implies that T2 is equal to T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1. Assuming process 2 to 3 is isentropic, P2 by T2 is equal to P3 by T2. It implies that T3 by T2 is equal to P3 by P2 is equal to alpha, explosion ratio, that is P3 by P2. Okay, in the reversible adiabatic expansion process, P3 by P2. Okay, by substituting all the things, you will get the mean effective pressure. The P1 by RC alpha minus 1 RC raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma into gamma minus 1 RC minus 1 is the mean effective pressure of Otto cycle. Here it is a very important thing I would like to highlight here. That is nothing but of course you are writing the PV diagram. Below that you can write the piston and cylinder. First the 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1 is the Otto cycle, but I will explain in the next session. But just in the PV diagram if is like this, you have to write the piston and cylinder. First it is the top dead center piston will be here, and then it is a bottom dead center. After the bottom dead center, some part of the volume will be remaining for the burnt gases. Burnt gases are essential for the after the ignition purpose. Okay, so that burnt gas is very much essential. It's having its own advantages. That's why the clearance volume will be there for all the engines, all the piston and cylinder arrangements. So that clearance volume is this much. Vs is the stroke volume. This length is called a stroke length. This the volume is called a swept volume or displacement volume. This Vc plus Vs is equal to V, total volume, the total volume of the cylinder. Reversible adiabatic isentropic expansion, reversible adiabatic or isentropic equation I explained. T1 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V2 by V1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. You can write this with different formats, T and V, T and P correlation, T and V correlations, P and V correlations. You have to write all the, according to your requirement, you can write this equation. For process 1 to 2, process 3 to 4. Okay, if you write the process 3 to 4, it becomes T3 T4 is equal to T3 T4. It becomes V4 by V3. Okay, like that by changing the subscripts for the particular process means only equation is only applied for the reversible adiabatic or isentropic process, not for others. Okay. Let us discuss the numericals on this Otto cycle. Few numericals. Let me take this one problem concerned to this Otto cycle. An engine working on the Otto cycle is supplied with the air at 0.1 MPa, megapascal. This is megapascal. How to convert that megapascal, kilopascal, and then this kg per centimeter square? You must know it. 1 megapascal is equal to 0.1 into 10 to the power of 3 kilopascal. Okay, 10 to the power of 3, 10 to the power of 3, it becomes a mega. 35 degrees Celsius. Compression ratio is R suffix C is 8. Heat supplied QS is 2100 kilojoules per kg. And then calculate the maximum pressure temperature of the cycle, the cycle efficiency, the mean effective pressure, CP value, CV value he has given, R value also he has given. Given data, you must write the given data for all the problems in the applied thermodynamics. First you must write the given data. That is cycle given is Otto cycle. The pressure supplied means the inlet pressure is P1 is 0.1 MPa, 0.1 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter square. T1 is 35 degree, 35 plus 273, 308 degree. RC is 8. Q supplied is Q2 to 3, 2100 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. RL is 10 to the power of 3 joules per kg Kelvin. CP value 2100, but this is not there. CP value, this is wrong. You don't take this. CP value he has given. Only the CP value is 1.005. CV value is 0.718. And then R value also he has given. After writing this, the PV and TS diagram you must write it. After the given data, or else before the given data also you can write it. The PV and TS diagram. Some people are writing this diagram in the wrong way, but you have to write like this only. This is little bit bended and then this is straight lines. Okay, like this. If you write these two diagrams, you will get the 2 marks in the examination. So that the PV diagram, you must be very careful while writing the PV and TS diagram. After that, you have to write to calculate maximum pressure in the cycle and maximum temperature. Here P3, T3 has given. Here temperature versus entropy diagram, you can easily identify which is the maximum temperature, because this is T3 is the maximum temperature. Pressure also the maximum at P3, and then cycle efficiency neta and mean effective pressure. Here you can draw the solution for this. You can write the solution for this. Given that here the compression ratio RCV V1 by V2 is equal to 8, and cycle efficiency you can calculate by this compression ratio. Cycle efficiency 1 minus RCV raised to the power of gamma minus 1. It is a 56.47%. First thing you are calculated the 1. Here if you calculate this, you will get the 2 marks. And then also cycle efficiency is equal to the W net by Q supply. W net is equal to efficiency you are calculated into heat supply. Heat supply 2 to 1. The 0.5647 into 10 to the 2001 10 to the power of 3, it becomes this value 1185.87 into 10 to the power of 3 kilojoules joules per kg. If you leave this 10 to the power of 3, it becomes kilojoules per kg. Or state 1, the P1 V1 is equal to RT1, V1 is equal to RT1 P1. You substitute R is given value 0.287 into 10 to the power of 3, because he has given in kilo, and T is in Kelvin, that is the 308. The pressure value is 0.1 into 10 to the power of 6, 0.1 megapascal. You will get the V1 is equal to 0.88 meter cube per kg. RV is equal to V1 by V2 is equal to 8. From that, V2 is equal to V1 by 8. 0.88 divided by 8, it becomes V2 is equal to 0.11 meter cube per kg. V1, V2 you are calculated. Mean effective pressure. Mean effective pressure is equal to net work done divided by V1 minus V2. Vs is this W net you are calculated. V1, V2 you are calculated. You will get the mean effective pressure. 1540.9 into 10 to the power of 5. 10 to the power of 3 Newton per meter square. Newton per meter square is the pascals, nothing but that. Here 10 to the power of 3 is kilopascals. You will get the kilopascals. Given that Cp value is 0.005 and then Cv value is 0.718, the gamma is equal to Cp by Cv 1.4. Isentropic process 1 to 2, T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. V1 by V2 is nothing but the compression ratio RV, R sub is C, gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 is equal to T1 into RC gamma minus 1. T2 is equal to 308 into 10 to the 8 is the compression ratio. 1.4 is the gamma. Cp value by Cv value. Cp value, Cv value, you are calculated this 1.005 divided by 718, you will get the Cp by Cv is 1.4. After the substituting all the things, you will get the 707.6 Kelvin. It's a T2. From there, you can calculate the P2 by P1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to the power of the same manner. P2 is 1.8 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter square. Given that Q2 to 3 is 2100 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, 2 to 3 Cp T3 minus T2. From there, 2100 into 10 to the power of 3, Cv value is 0.718 for air into 10 to the power of 3, T3 minus T2 we are calculated just now. T3 is 3632.39 Kelvin. This is a maximum temperature. Maximum temperature you are calculated. For a constant volume process 2 to 3, P3 by P2 is equal to T3 by T2 is equal to P3 is equal to P2 into T3 by T2. P3 you are calculated 1.84 into 10 to the power of 6. T3 you are calculated and then T2 you are calculated. Substitute all the things, you will get the P3 maximum pressure in the cycle 9.46 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter square, or else 9.6 megapascal MPa. Okay, megapascal. And then we will discuss the cycle, another problem in the same cycle. That is an engine Another problem, this one is an engine of 250 bore diameter is given, and also 375 stroke length he has given. The working between the top dead center to the bottom dead center of the cylinder. If you take the cylinder from the top dead center to the bottom dead center, whatever the length is there, that is the stroke length. And constant volume process, constant volume cycle. Here he has not given the Otto cycle directly. So that I'll tell you one important thing. You may ask the Otto cycle directly or as a constant volume cycle, or you may call it as a petrol engine cycle, or you may call it as a petrol volume or SI engine cycle. All are same. You may call in the four manner. One is directly Otto cycle, another one is constant volume cycle, another one is SI engine cycle, another one is the petrol engine cycle. Like this, the four names in the other names of Otto cycle. You may call it by any name, but that is the Otto cycle. That two as a reversible adiabatic, two constant volume, heat addition and heat rejection process will be there. The clearance volume is 0.00263 meter cube. Clearance volume VCE is given. Total pressure temperatures are 1 bar and 50 degree. The initial pressure and the temperatures are 1 bar. Initial pressure is 10 to the power of 5, but it is not a megapascal, it is not a kilopascal, but 10 to the power of 5 is given. So that you can convert that into the Newton per meter square by multiplying with the 10 to the power of 5. And then 50 degrees Celsius. 50 degrees Celsius is initial temperature plus 273. If the maximum pressure is 25 bar, maximum pressure in the Otto cycle is P3. That is the 25 bar is nothing but the 25 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. Determine the air standard efficiency of the cycle and mean effective pressure. Here he has not given, he has asked only the neta, thermal or the air standard efficiency and this the mean effective pressure PM. Given data are the constant volume Otto cycle. Constant volume means Otto cycle. He has written in bracket. D is equal to 250 into 10 to the power of 3, it becomes L is a stroke length, 375 into 10 to the power of 3, it becomes meters. V2 is equal to V3, it is 0.00236 meter cube. P1 is equal to 1 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. T1 is equal to 50 plus 273, 323 kilonewton Kelvin. P3 is equal to 25, that is the 25 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. After that, for the assumption he has not given in the problem. In this problem, he has not given CP value, CV value and then gamma value. You must assume it for this problem. That is the important clue for this problem, because in the previous problem he has mentioned the CP, CV and R value. CP value is 0.1005 kilojoules per kg and then CV value 0.718 and gamma is, if you divide the CP and CV you will get the 1.4 of the air, particular air. But here he has not mentioned that values. You must remember that. You must be write it in the examination. Determine air standard efficiency, mean effective pressure. This is the PV and TS diagram. P pressure versus volume. That is the 1 to 2 is the compression, 2 to 3 is the constant volume heat addition, 3 to 4 is the reversible adiabatic or the expansion process, and 4 to 1 is the heat rejection, that is the constant volume process. Okay, here he has mentioned in the TS diagram also. Here the stroke volume he has given Vs is equal to pi d square L into 4, because D and L he has given stroke volume, you will get the 0.184 meter cube. Total volume is Vc plus Vs. Vc has given, Vc plus Vs becomes a 0.02103 meter cube. The explosion ratio is P3 by P2, 25 by 81, 25 by 18, 8.37, 1.36. And then compression ratio is V1 by V2, you will get the V1 also you are obtained, that is the total volume. V1 by V2 is V2 you are calculated. Okay, Vc, that is you will get the answer of this the compression ratio. Air standard efficiency, neta TH is 1 minus 1 by R C suffix gamma minus 1, it is 56.46. 1 to 2 is the isentropic process, P2 by P1 V1 by V2 raised to the power of gamma, RC raised to the power of gamma. P2 is equal to P1 RC raised to the power of gamma. P3 is equal to 25 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per meter square. P2 is 18.87 into 10 to the power of 3. By using that, you are calculating the explosion ratio. Explosion ratio is alpha P3 by P2. Mean effective pressure is PM, the same equation. By using same equation also, or else you can calculate the heat supply minus heat rejection divided by heat supply. That equation also. If you are not remembered this equation, you can write it by the heat supply minus heat rejection, or else net work done by heat supply. Both are same. Another important problem for this the Otto cycle is asking this: the T1 by T2 T3 T1 root of the prove that the intermittent temperature are equal and the values are given by T1 root of T1 T3. This is a very important problem, and also this is a derivation type problem. It's a one of the derivation type problem. This problem can be written in the various ways. That is T2 is equal to T4 is equal to root of T1 by T3, or else the into raised to the power of half, like that different things you can write it. Okay. This problem requires the first PV and TS diagram. Afterwards, the same method, isentropic process 1 to 2 and then 3 to 4. By supplying the heat supply and heat rejection, you will get the one net work done equation. After you are derived in the Otto cycle. After that, one important step is in the above equation T1, T3, T gamma C are fixed. Maximum work dW by dCr. The net work done, if you differentiate net work done with respect to the compression ratio, you will get the equated to 0. Differentiating with respect to RC equated to 0. Here differentiation T1 into gamma minus 1 RC gamma minus 1 by 1 minus 1 minus of T3 into 1 minus gamma RC 1 minus gamma 1. If you T1 minus T1 gamma minus 1 RC to the power of gamma minus 2 T3 gamma minus 2 RC to the power of gamma. T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 2, T3 RC to the power of minus gamma, T3 by T1 is equal to RC to the power of gamma minus 2 minus divided by RC raised to the power of minus gamma. If you take the denominator numerator, it will get RC 2 gamma minus 2. It becomes RC raised to the power of 2 into gamma minus 2. RC is equal to T3 by T2 1 by 2 into gamma minus 1. This also one equation. After differentiation, you may ask up to like this. This also you may ask in the statement of problem. Okay, this problem will be asked like this also. Or else for the isentropic process T2 is equal to T1 RC to the power of gamma minus 1. If you take the T1 outside, you will get the T3 by T4 T3 by T1 raised to the power of 1 minus 2 into gamma minus 1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. T2 is equal to root of T1 T3. Like that, this also one statement you may ask. Intermittent pressure is T2. In the similar manner, isentropic process 3 to 4, again by similar manner, T4 is equal to root of T1 T3. That's why the T2 minus T4 is equal to root of T1 T3. This is the in this problem only the thing is you may ask up to here, you may ask up to here, you may ask up to here. These are the intermittent temperatures. T2 is equal to root of T1 T3, or else T2 is equal to T3 is equal to root of T1 T3. That's also correct. Okay. Thank you. I'll continue in the next session.